If you're like me, you're somebody who wants to get rich, but you probably don't want to work that hard to get rich. And in fact, if you could work the least amount as possible, then that'd be ideal. You're kind of a lazy person. And if you don't have to work that hard and you get to make a ton of money, then that would be incredible. And I was thinking about it today as I woke up around 8 a.m. or so and went to breakfast, came back, rested, played a game of chess, then went and got a massage, and then here I am recording this video. And that, my friend, I was thinking, wow, this is crazy. All the while of me having this lazy day on some random Thursday, I also generated over $100,000 already this month, and I'm trying to hit at least 150 grand this month. But I've been able to do that for the past couple years now, where I've been able to generate 6 figures a month, and I've had a pretty lax lifestyle. Now, that being said, I don't mind working hard. I don't mind putting in the work, but if I can choose to work or not, then that'd be incredible. And that's what I'm going to be talking about inside of this video, how I constructed this life of being able to get rich while being lazy. And so that way if you're somebody that is on the quote unquote lazy side, can get rich as well. Because in today's age of social media, it's stupid. You go on social media, you see some dude wakes up at 4 a.m., dips his face into Saratoga water, and does this whole life with stupid hours in the day. And then they go work 18 hours a day. And I just realized that that's just not something that I wanted to do. Now, I didn't mind doing hard work sprints in my life to get to a certain magnitude of success, but I don't want to be working hard all the time. And you're probably somebody that's into that category as well. So what it boils down to at the end of the day is if you want to be lazy and you want to get rich, you need to understand this one concept, which is that billionaires don't necessarily work harder than your average working class. Your average millionaire doesn't usually work harder than anybody else. They may work hard, but there is no direct correlation between time put in, hard work, and money. There is actually pretty next to no zero correlation between those things. But instead, the people that have millionaire and billionaire mindsets and the people that are wealthy, as I've studied just thousands and thousands of millionaires in my life now, they all have what is known as leverage, and they all have an owner mentality. The new age group that's going on, the new world society that we live in right now, they want people to stay broke. You see, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. And that is set up by design. It's not by coincidence. There's even articles where they're just publicly like this, where a lot of the biggest banks talk about how they're making it so, people aren't going to own anything and they're able to make a ton of money. And what it all boils down to is they're extracting and robbing ownership from your average person. So then they're renting everything. So then you have given up full control of your entire livelihood. Now, this doesn't mean go buy a house right now immediately and start whatever, but go buy 20 rental properties or anything like that. But what it does mean is you need to have an owner mindset. And by simply just having an owner mindset versus a renter's mindset, aka with your time and with your energy, then that in itself, by just that simple thing and just constantly thinking in the state of how can I own things, how can I have it so the things that I own work for me and make money for me rather than me having to put the hours into the day into the thing, then you're already leaps ahead of the average person. You're going to get to the point where you will be generating money. Now, obviously, how do we get it so we have things start making money for us, whether we work or not? That is the trick that we'll be talking about next. So the thing is, for me, I grew up playing video games pretty much a lot. I had decent grades in class, but I was the type of person where I'd always try to get the assignment done last minute. I'm the type of person who, didn't mind working hard, but I was trying to find ways to game the system to, get the maximum result with the least amount of effort. And what I found when it came to making money is that you want to build leverage. So Naval Ravikant talks about there's 4 different types of leverage. There is people leverage, there's labor leverage, there's capital leverage, and there is media leverage. And actually I said people and labor, so those are the same thing. The other one's code. So code, labor, capital, media. Okay. And so most of us probably aren't in a place of capital leverage where There's a crazy statistic out there that there's over 500,000 people that have an ultra high net worth, and an ultra high net worth is $30 million. So there's 500,000, there's 10, what is that? 100, there's 10 Super Bowls worth of people that have a net worth of over $30 million. And if you had $30 million, how much money would that money make for you on interest? I did the math the other day, and it was like, if you had a 7% interest rate on your money, you'd be making $200,000 every single month off of the money that you have. So you don't even have to work anymore, and you'll be making 200 grand a month. Now, most of us, if you're watching this video, aren't one of those lucky 500,000 people that have an ultra high net worth. So that being said, capital leverage for the most part for most of us in the short term isn't something that's going to be a form of leverage that we can jump onto. Now that brings us over into the other forms of leverage. So we got code. The thing with code, I went to school for computer science, and I will tell you, programming is difficult. It's learning another language. So it's something that anybody can go learn and go do. I'm just telling you straight up that it's a whole skill set. I have a lot of buddies that have built companies that they've sold for millions of dollars because they dove headfirst into code, and they've been able to build very profitable, successful businesses through doing this. But if you're trying to be lazy, code leverage is probably not one of the best forms of leverage to get into. Now, that being said, with tools like ChatGPT and all these different LLMs that are online with AI, it is easier to code now than ever before, and the crazy amounts of no-code tools that are out there, I'm able to whip up some programs pretty quickly just using like Zapier and whatever softwares that are already out there to make something. But for the average person, it's probably not the best way of making money. Which brings us over to the last two, which is people, aka labor leverage, and then media leverage. And these are the two forms of leverage that I've been able to leverage to be able to make millions of dollars in my 20s and be able to travel the world and do whatever it is that I want on a regular basis because I got good at these two things. And so you have to realize that if you want to have leverage, a lot of it boils down to having skill sets and then using those skill sets to create things that you own. And so one of the things that I realized online was that YouTube was a platform that was becoming bigger and bigger year over year. And it seemed like more people were becoming influencers and making that their full-time career than ever before. And I realized that I wanted to hop on the train. And so at the beginning, I picked up a camera. Honestly, it was an old iPhone, and I recorded videos every single day for over a year. And over that span of a year, I was, when I said like all these videos, I probably put 30 minutes to an hour a day into making videos. Over the span of the year, I got to the point where I was making about $2,000 to $3,000 a month from these videos that I was making. And honestly, most of the time I was kind of screwing around. I would do some research. Most of the days I would be playing video games and smoking weed, to tell you the truth. And then just at the end of the day, I'd make sure to get my videos up for the day and then on to the next day. And so I did that for a span of a year, got to making a couple grand a month. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, I really want to make a lot more money. Like, this is cool. I was able to pay my rent at the time. It was pretty cheap, and my food expense, but I wanted to do more in life. I wanted to start traveling. I wanted to go to have experiences, and I wanted to explore what life had to offer. And so I came across this concept of using other people to make the videos for you and in a way where you don't even have to be on camera. And at first I was thinking, you have to have other people make the videos for you. Where do you even find these people? Who's going to want to make videos for you without having to do, with getting paid a fraction of what you're making on the videos? It didn't make any sense. And so here's the thing. The internet has been around for a good amount of time now. And most of these countries, Philippines, India, Middle East, Eastern Europe, a lot of these places, the average salary, average income in these places pales in comparison of the average income of someone from the Western world, from the US or from Europe or from Australia or New Zealand, any of those places. And so, but now a lot of people have been working online for 10, 15, 20 years. The internet's been around for a good amount of time now. And a lot of these places are starting to have had internet for a good amount of time. And so there's people that have a high skill set, a high technical skill set, and a lot of years into that, and they don't cost that much at ease of access online with sites like Upwork and Fiverr, and then just finding people on different social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter and these different Facebook. It's easier today to find somebody that has a decade worth of experience for really cheap than ever before in history. And so if you can just find somebody that's been making videos for 10 years and get them to work with you, and just Most people don't even are looking for just purely money. They're looking for, somebody that's fun to work with, somebody that's cool to talk to, and a fun company to be a part of and a vision. And they'll work for you. You can pay them $300, $500 a month to make videos for you. And so pair this with the fact of media leverage, where you can make a single YouTube video. Like, I'm going to make this one video and I'm going to post it I'm going to post this video after whatever it takes me to make this, 30 minutes to an hour. And people are going to be able to see it today. They're going to be able to see it tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. My grandkids are going to be able to watch this. And every single piece of content that I create and put it out, thousands of people are able to watch it, millions of people are able to watch it, and it doesn't have any additional costs that is paired with it, that are associated with it. And so you have to start thinking about, how can you do something once and then it lasts forever? How can you do something once and it compounds over time? And the more that you do it, the better that you get doing it, and the more it starts to stack. You see, once you pair these two things, if you can get somebody to create assets for you, and then you can have a platform to distribute it, which luckily now, YouTube shares the ad revenue. YouTube has like some of the best viewers out there out of any other social media. And you can make a lot of money doing this. I've been able to make millions of dollars by leveraging those two things. And so the main thing that I'm trying to tell you here is not necessarily a specific business model, but what I'm telling you here and what I'm trying to indoctrinate you into is a mindset and a set of beliefs, which is, you need to own what you're doing, and you need to find things that have leverage, that have a very low amount of input that's required, and it has the maximum amount of output. You see, we live in a day and age where now with AI tools, now with all the different social media platforms, now with the crazy amount of eyeballs that is on these platforms, and then on top of that, the amount of softwares to be able to, and ways and methodologies of monetizing this attention that you can get on your content, it's a no-brainer in the sense of how much money you can make today. And so I could always tell you exactly the step-by-step process on what you need to do to make money, but it's usually not like a McDonald's hamburger where if I give it to you, it's gonna be one size fits all. Everybody has their own specific situations and examples that adds nuance, and that's usually why I do a lot of like one-on-one coaching with people to like help them actually implement this, or I have coaches that I've trained up to do the one-on-one coaching, because everybody has a little bit of a different process. But that being said, I even have a channel where I explain all of that stuff, like how to build channels and all that stuff. The thing I want to tell you guys inside of this video, like I did a Twitter space the other day, which is basically like a live on Twitter, and anybody can come up and on stage and like talk. And I had this kid jump on. He was 18 years old. He was in high school. He was looking to get into a sales job. He was like, I don't want to go lock in and work for 40 years at some job. And he was able to realize that. And he's like, I want to make money. But he's like, I like playing Fortnite. I like having time to do things. I don't want to be working a lot. Like, I want to enjoy my life. And he's like, how do I do that? And I get asked that all the time, especially with my supercar and my lifestyle and posting on social media all the time. These are pretty common questions that I get asked. But it was something different about talking to this kid. He was just like, Devin, tell me the answers. And what I can tell you, my friend, watching this video, that the answer straight up is you need to have an owner mindset. I titled this video, How to Get Lazy Rich. So lazy rich that you think that money is fake. That if you want to be the person that's lazy rich, or here's the point that I was trying to make, is you're not actually lazy. You just don't have anything that's exciting for you. You don't have anything that's interesting. You don't have anything that like calls a passion for you. Because if you're gonna play video games and you're playing Call of Duty or playing Fortnite or whatever video game that you're playing, after you get beat by some kids, you're going to want to get good, and it gets addicting, and it's like this competitive nature inside of you. You find ways to put ridiculous amounts of hours, and then it goes throughout the day. You're thinking like, oh, I want to do this thing. I want to go play this game. I want to go beat these guys. I want to get better at this game. I want to learn how to build 90s in Fortnite, or in Call of Duty, it's like I want to learn how to no-scope people, or whatever it is, and it becomes addicting. And as you become more competent, you want to play more, and as you get better, it just becomes fun because you're good at the game. And that's how it is in life, is if you can find something that gets you excited and it can get you motivated, and if you can find something where it's easy, it's just fun. The trick is Naval Ravikant says, you want to find the things that look like work to others but feel like play to you. You don't want to find the things that look like play to others and feel like play to you, but you want to find the things that look like work to others. Now, you're like, Devin, I see Twitch streamers where they're playing video games all day and they're making like all this money. That looks like play. They're getting like, how does this fit the model? Well, you see, what they don't see is that a Twitch streamer will put in 10,000 hours into their craft. A Twitch streamer will learn. They'll show up every single day. They may not be working harder than some construction worker. They may not be doing some sort of laborious job. They may not be clocking in at like some sort of office and sitting through a commute. Now, that being said, what is the work part is that they're showing up every day. The work part is they're figuring out they're figuring out the setup to have their content. They're figuring out how to be entertaining online. These, my friend, is work. That's where the work part comes in, but it feels like play to them. It's the fun part for them. Me making these videos will look like work to somebody. It's like, you gotta get this camera, you gotta come up with a topic, and you gotta think about it, you gotta kind of write out some bullet points and script it out, and you have to become very articulate. You have to talk to thousands of people all the time to understand like what it is that what resonates with people and entertains them, and what is interesting to talk about. That's work, but it feels like play to me. It's something that's fun for me. I could just do this all the time and not get paid, and I would have a good time doing this. And what's nice is it looks like work to others. And so it is what is known as like valuable in the marketplace. And because it is something that is work, I get to get paid extremely well for doing said thing. And so it's trying to figure out, what is that thing for you? How is there a way that has leverage, that has the ability for you to own the thing that you're building? And how can you have it to where it pays extremely well? That is the questions to ask yourself, and then taking action on that. You see, most people though, the issue is they're gonna take that, they're gonna go try something out, and then they're gonna get shiny object syndrome and try some other course. So you need to focus. You need to pick one thing, lock in on that one thing, choose that one thing, see it all the way through, 3 months, 6 months, a year in, and then decide what you want to do next. Now that you've started to see it through, it's not always about making the right decision, but instead it is about making a decision right. Because there's never going to be a perfect decision that you're going to make. There's never going to be a perfect time for anything that you're ever going to do in your life. There's never a perfect time to start a business. There's never a perfect time to quit a job. There's never a perfect time to drop out of college like I did. There's never a perfect time to do anything really at the end of the day, but there is always time, and there is always a moment where the energy is high, you have the excitement, you have the enthusiasm, and you need to do something with it. And that is more important of riding the momentum than it is to try to wait for the perfect time or anything. And so you see lazy people that are dumb as shit make millions of dollars because they know that if there's something in front of them that gets them closer to their goals, they do it. They don't think much of it. And that is what allows them to be quote unquote lazy, because they're just doing the thing that's easiest to them, but it looks like work to others. And they just over time get really good at that thing. And so over time, I've developed a group of skill sets that allows me to enjoy my life, that allows me to do whatever I want, allows me to travel the world, get to talk to whoever, go do cool things. And it doesn't feel like work. I don't have to work. I get to show up and have fun every single day. I get to make videos for you guys. I get to get on calls with students that pay me tens of thousands of dollars and get to help them do their thing. I get to hang out with people that want to do incredible things in their life, and I get to just be a part of it. I get to be a passenger in this journey, and I get to just have fun in my life. And that's why, me as a very lazy person, I came to the realization that I'm just not really lazy. I just need a good motivating reason to do something. I need something that's fun. I need something that appeals to me. I need something that's exciting. But you see, we go to school and we get taught that you have to do things regardless of how you feel about it. And you have to turn in the homework assignment and get good grades, even if you don't really have any reason of learning the thing. It's just you're doing what you're told. And so once you realize that you don't have to just do what you're told, but instead you get to do what you want to do. And if you just become really good at whatever it is that thing is, then you're going to be fine. And luckily we live in a world, like I'm in Los Angeles right now, and we live in a world where it's like here, people are making millions of dollars doing all sorts of things. There's skateboarders making millions. There is actors making millions of dollars. You can't go to school for those things. There's people that are painters and artists that are making millions of dollars. There's real estate agents. Like it goes on and on and on and on and on. All the creative different weird ways that people are making millions of dollars. I'm getting baked in the sun right now by the sun, and I just got a massage, and so I'm getting a little itchy here. But that being said, There's so many different ways that people are making money, and the thing is just you need to find your thing, and just need to pick something and go all in on it, and get to a point where you start to get good at it. You start to see the success. If you do something for long enough, if you do something for 20 hours, you're gonna have your top 80 percentile of knowledge. If you do something for long enough, if you put in 1,000 hours, 10,000 hours into something, you're gonna get paid extremely well for that thing. If it's something that has a clear way of monetizing. And if you're extra patient, you can do anything that you want as long as you stick with it for extra long. You'll find a way of making money. Like, I watch chess players every single day on YouTube, and they get paid millions of dollars. These people are playing chess. There's no actual monetary way of playing chess, and they make millions of dollars. Why? Because they're famous. They became famous through chess. They make YouTube videos about them playing chess, and they're winning chess tournaments where there's money involved. There's people like Chris Bumstead, or whatever that guy's name is, the big jack dude. He's been able to make millions of dollars by just getting really fit and going to the gym. At first, for a while, he didn't get paid anything up from it. I think he made 20, 30 grand a year or something. And now he's making millions of dollars, probably tens of millions of dollars with his brand, with all the products and everything that he's able to market with his brand that he has built. And it's just, whatever it is that you do, it doesn't really matter. It's just something that you love doing. For me, I love doing YouTube. I love doing that. I love building businesses. Those two things are my pride and joy, and I love doing it. It doesn't feel like work. I can be lazy as shit, not wanting to do anything that day, and I still find a reason to work. I'm still on my phone calling my team, texting my team, getting updates, making progress with things, because it's not work for me. It's fun, it's play. It's I'm not trying to get away from these things. It's my hobby, it's my passion, it's my thing. It's people always ask me, Devin, what hobbies do you have? Business, that's my hobby. People are like, what, work? You want more work? Yeah, that's the hobby, that's the fun part. Now, I picked up lots of different hobbies over the years. I got into, I'm trying to think, what are some the random hobbies? Right now I'm playing chess, and some of them include, I'm trying to think, got into yoga for a bit as a hobby, swimming for a little bit. I wasn't any good swimmer or anything like that. Going on lots of hikes, that became a hobby for a little bit. There was, different little odd things like that. But always throughout all of this, my main hobby was building businesses. I find myself in the shower listening to a podcast of Jeff Bezos doing an interview with Joe Rogan. In my day-to-day life, I'm just constantly surrounding myself with business. I'm constantly studying YouTube. These are just things that I enjoy doing. It's something I love doing. As soon as it starts to feel like work and I have to do it, it just doesn't become so much fun anymore, to tell you the truth. And so then I'm just I don't know. I don't put as much time into it. But then when I love doing it, I'm putting all the time into it. And so now more and more, it's just over the years, I just keep doing more of what I love, and it becomes easier, because as I just focus on the things that I love and finding a way to monetize those, it makes the work part not even, it's non-existent. I don't even have work anymore. It's just play. It's all play. It's all fun, and it all goes into each other. As I get better at business, I meet more people, and I have cooler friends. And as I have cooler friends, I go to more places. I travel to more places. I get more experience. And as I get more experience, I get better at business. And so it all compounds into one life. I have a whole life. It's not like I have a job and then on the side I'm doing this other thing, and then I'm playing, and then I'm doing this other thing over here. And they're all working in different directions. Everything that I do, every moment of the day, all goes towards me becoming a more capable person, more competent person, a more skilled person, a more wealthy person, a richer person, a more networked person, a person that knows more people in higher places. All because it just all plays into each other. As I make more videos, more people see who I am online. And as more people see who I am online that I don't even know, they want to do business with me, and they provide opportunities to me that I wouldn't have otherwise had, because they're thinking about me all the time, because the things I say about my content resonates with them. And before you know it, you're rich. You have opportunity flowing towards you. You have whatever life it is that you want coming towards you. And so here's the thing, is if you want to be lazy rich, so lazy rich that it's just scary, that it feels illegal, then that's what you got to do. You got to find that thing. You got to find what that purpose is. And it's out there. I'm rooting for you, my friend. So anyways, I have a goal on this channel where I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. We've passed 10,000 over last year in 2024. And so 2025, we're going to hit 100,000. So make sure to subscribe, share this with your friends, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.